Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome once more to Planescape Torment. We are at the Brothel of Intellectual Lusts, and we are basically talking to all of the NPCs within here, one at a time. And yes, that means just barging into people's rooms. There's one called Juliet. This dark-haired young woman is staring listlessly off into space, sighing miserably and occasionally picking at the seams of her green velvet gown. It's difficult to determine whether she's depressed or simply bored. She gives you only the briefest of glances before staring off into the distance once more. Greetings, yes, I am named Juliet. How may I? Oh, never mind. Leave me be, please. She gives an exasperated sigh. What's wrong? Oh, nothing at all, only that I spend my days gazing into the face of mediocrity, seeing if anything can erase its dreadful, tedious passage. Is your life so tedious? Alas, it is. She sighs, closing her eyes and massaging her temples. Dreadfully boring. Perhaps I could make it less boring for you, my lady. No, 'tis kind of you to offer, though. I'm already with a man, sir, and I do love him dearly. It's just that I wish... She taps the finger against her chin. Something more of our liaison. Is the relationship lacking, then? The only thing it lacks is excitement. Our families took the news of our courtship splendidly. His siblings love my siblings, and our friends think our union to be blessed by the powers themselves. All fine and good, but things are going, she frowns, so smoothly. 'Tis not right to have such a trouble-free courtship. I don't know about that. Dost thou not? Hast thou ever had such a courtship? She glances briefly at you. 'Twould seem that thy life is filled with a variety of problems, judging by the pallor of thy skin. I can't remember any courtships I have had. The remnants of the ones I have encountered is just that I may have had some problems. 'Tis just that all of my friends have such interesting relationships. One's fraught with turmoil, feuding families, daggers at one another's backs, poison, mad siblings, and irate fathers with large swords. I have a lover whose family loves me and whom the world loves. She sighs again. A great source of annoyance. I wish I could formulate some way to spice things up. That doesn't sound wise. Relish what you have. I wish to experience troubles, though. I wish to experience the up and downs of a courtship. But with him, no other. She sighs. Ah, such a thing is love. It can be dull as a club and is of no use to an aspiring sense. What did you have in mind to spice things up? I'm not sure. Some element of danger or jealousy, something intense? Why don't you make up some fake love letters from a hidden affair? Juliet's eyes brighten. Excellent notion. Most excellent. She suddenly frowns. But he knows my handwriting. Wilt thou write some for me? Not my sort of thing. I can find you some, though. Oh, wouldst thou? Excellent. When thou dost find some, please give them to my love, Montague. He may be found within the Civic Fest Hall. As for the letters, please try Scofflaw Pen. I've seen it. He runs a print shop in the lower ward. I thank thee, of course, farewell.
Updated my
and
journal.
That's another Romeo and Juliet, sort of. Of course, Montague being the supporting character. Nenny Nine Eyes. This petite, attractive young woman is smiling blissfully and humming to herself. Her wide, pale blue eyes seem to constantly drink in her surroundings as she looks about. The smiling young woman curtsies gracefully and looks up to you, smiling. Well met, good sir. I'm Nenny, and how are you this fine She suddenly notices your scars and places a gloved hand over her mouth. Oh my, you're hurt! She blinks all over. They're all old scars. I'm fine. She nods quietly, lowering her hand. I had some questions. Huh? She can't seem to tear her eyes from your scars. Oh, how shameful of me. Don't mind my rude staring. I am named Nenny. She makes a little curtsy. And it is my great pleasure to welcome you to our Brothel for the Slaking of Intellectual Lusts. She returns to staring at your body. You have tattoos under those scars, too. What's that one? She points to one of your tattoos. That one's... Looks fascinating. Look at the way the lines of ink. I think that's ink. She squints at the tattoo, then reaches out to touch it. Allow her to touch you. I think that's ink. She traces a finger around the edge of the tattoo. Is it ink? And what a pattern. Look at the way the lines intersect here. She touches the center of the tattoo. That's simply amazing. She purses her lips and frowns in disappointment. I could make it out better if there weren't so many scars. There's nothing to be done about the scars. They're permanent. Oh, I'm sorry. Pox on me for even mentioning them. She cringes. But I have to know. Are you absolutely sure you're alright? I'm looking at you, and I can't help believe that you're not in some pain. None of the physical... I have amnesia, but that is all. Amnesia? Nenny blinks, then brightens. Loss of memory. You are so lucky, she chimes perkily. Everything must be so new to you. There is truth in that, but the newness is unwelcome. She blinks. That sounds so sad. Yes, it is, but I had some other questions. Please ask. What are you doing here? I'm talking to you, silly. She giggles and pokes you in the belly. Just like I talk to all the patrons here. All the prostitutes do. That's what the brothel's about. Learning new ways to talk and share experiences and understand other people. Okay, can you tell me about this place? Sure I can. The Brothel of Slaking Intellectual Lust is a school that is started by Mistress Fall from Grace. Prostitutes here, like me, are taught the ins and outs of talking to people, all to help us learn more about ourselves and others. I love it here. It's a non-stop wave of experience, crashing into me, filling my head with fresh new ideas. That's all I can get from her, I think. Let's go to the next room. I know each of these rooms has a quest, basically. This striking young woman has the skin the color of burnished copper. A translucent white dress, held precariously by golden clasps, is draped carefully over her shapely form. The woman nods and smiles briefly. The scent of her hair, sweetly perfumed, fills your nostrils. I had some questions. Who are you? She smiles and curtsies, but offers no response. Can you speak? She shakes her head and smiles sadly at you. Can you write then, or pantomime?
My journal.
She pouts, shaking her head. May I ask why you can't communicate? She sighs softly and nods. Actually, let me ask you about something else. Can you tell me about this place? She looks at you, then raises an eyebrow. Never mind, farewell. Gotta find some way for her to speak, maybe? If I remember right, I have to loot something from one of these. Wait, there's a secret door. And another secret door. This is the cellar. I'll come back to this.
I'm gone. I'm gone.
Alright, Marissa. Squinting at the figure behind the partition, you can barely make out a shapely female form in the darkness. She turns to you, but you can see nothing of her face. The figure answers in a voice that is slow and deadly, like a steel dagger drawn across stone. Yes, come to speak with Marissa, have you? Quite rude of you to enter a darkened room, storming behind my partition like so. Rude and foolhardy. You can hear a faint whispering sound, like the slight breeze or the hissing of serpents. My apologies, I wasn't sure if someone was here. The woman gives a slight humph. But it would seem that there is someone in this room, wouldn't it? Shall you be on your way, then? Not just yet, I had some questions. She's a Medusa. Why do you remain behind this screen? Is it your wish that I step away from this partition into some patch of light and speak to you face to face? Marissa laughs, and there's a sound of scales sliding on scales. Nay, I think not. The darkness suits me, and doubtless suits you as well. Why is it so dark in here? To prevent any unwanted and embarrassing casualties. Now, what is it that you want? Some questions answered. What are you doing here? Sitting here with my thoughts, listening to you voice yours. The silence of both of them, literal then figurative, is deafening. Why do you have such a terrible disposition? Hear a faint hissing sound, because something of mine is missing, and something unwanted has arrived on my doorstep in its place. What's gone missing?
Updated my journal.
My veil, my crimson veil. Have you seen it, perchance? No. Is it just a normal veil? No, not quite. It aids me in communication, face-to-face communication, that is. Why do you need to hide your face? Enough of these asinine questions. How tiresomely annoying you are. Now what do you want? Nothing just yet. I will find your veil. This alarmingly voluptuous woman has a thick mane of wavy, raven-colored hair, bluish skin, and shimmering crimson eyes, like rubies which have fires lit behind them. Though she is not beautiful in the typical sense of the word, her features are exotic and not altogether unattractive. The woman's voice is deep and sensuous. And my greetings to you, sir. Her burning eyes roam over you. I am Kesai Theres. So tell me, what might I do for you? What do you usually do for patrons? Talk, of course. Usually about dreams. Often those erotic in nature, but not always. Kesai winks at you, smiling. So, would you like to tell me yours? Don't be shy. I've heard everything, you know. Nothing could shock or surprise me, and I do so love to hear people's dreams. We can trade if you'd like to, but you must go first. I don't have dreams, actually. Kesai arches her eyebrow in surprise. Truly, how sad. Even fiends and divas dream, you know. Are you certain you don't? Quite certain. No dreams at all. Too peculiar. I'm at a loss for what to say. Well, I do have some questions. If you don't... I'm trying to find Marissa's Crimson Veil. Do you know where it might be?
Updated my journal.
No, I haven't seen it since the last time she wore it out, but Nenny might have seen something, so try asking her. I'll admit, it's been nice. Marissa won't leave her chamber without the veil, and so we've all been spared her foul tongue, leaving us only Kamaski to deal with. Kesai smirks. That Kamaski's the worst of the two, though. How so? Marissa's haughty and mean, but Kamasi, she's a bitter, spiteful monster of a woman with a venomous tongue and the demeanor of a Baylor. I can't see why anyone would like to speak with her. Pardon me. I sincerely doubt her appearance makes up for that flaying, poisonous mouth of hers, but she receives patrons nonetheless. Alright, if you don't mind me ask you, what can you tell me about the silent prostitute?
Updated my journal.
Yes, that's Echo. She's very sweet, but so quiet. I understand that she said something once which caused some great tragedy, and because of that she'll never speak again. Kesai shrugs, smiling. An interesting enough story, but I don't know if it's true. Try asking Delora. I've seen her talking to an ex-lover of Echo back from the time when Echo was speaking. I have another question. What are you doing here? Entertaining your questions, it seems. She winks at you. Really, though, I'm a student of Mistress Grace's. All the prostitutes in the Brothel are. A student? Well, yes, a student. That's right. The Brothel is actually a school for women who are thinking of becoming sensates. Mistress Grace teaches the ways of language so we can better identify with ourselves and those around us. Let us experience the planes more fully, you know. Tell me about the sensates. The Society of Sensation believes that the multiverse can only be understood by experiencing it. The more you experience, the closer you are to understanding the dark of the multiverse. Intriguing, huh? I think I was born to be one. I just want to know things. Another question. What are you? Kesai shakes her head. What? Can't you tell? She draws herself up, thrusting her ample bosom towards you. A woman, she raises an eyebrow. I can see my answer doesn't please you. I'm plain touched, actually, like your friend here. Kesai indicates Anna. That's all you need to know. And I'm assuming she's an ASMR or something similar. I'm probably assuming wrong. That's all I wanted to know. So we've got some leads. Let's talk to Delora first. I know there's one more room, but I'll get on that in a second. Actually, no, I'll get it now. Nothing in here. Kamaxi. Another tiefling. The wild-looking tiefling girl meets your gaze with an angry scowl. Her tattooed body is practically naked, covered only by a narrow leather thong, a black cloth brassiere, and a armored shoulder pads that appear to serve more as decoration than actual protection. Her spiked hair, as well as the thin fur that covers her goat-like legs, is brassy white, and numerous silver rings dangle from her ears, nostrils, lips, and brow. She wears a leather collar around her throat with the inscription, Kamaxi Addertongue. Greetings. Kamaski bares her teeth at you. And just what are you looking at, you banged up sod? I had some questions. The tiefling rolls her eyes. And what makes you think I care? Why don't you lick my backside? My tongue's not wide enough. I don't have like hair in my mouth. Well, you seem like the taste of offal in your mouth, you dung-breathing cretin, only because it's like kissing you, you mangy stinkpot. Kiss me, she makes a retching sound. I'd rather kiss a bloody mass of phlegm than lay my lips on... No thanks. I suspect I should have Mort here, but... Don't thank me. Thank the powers that someone actually wants to kiss you. Kiss Maxie looks at a loss for something to say. For an instant, a smile threatens to crack the grimacing mask of her face. Then she becomes more of a basilisk than ever. Alright, what do you want of me? questions answered. Fine, whatever, ask. I'm trying to find Marissa's Crimson Veil. Do you know where it might be? Shh, up your arse, maybe? Hells, I don't know. Kamasi smooths back her hair, which instantly springs back up into a spiky mess. What can you tell me about the silent one? What, that Echo? Don't know anything about her. Don't talk to the girl? I mean, why? Not like she can talk back. Ask Frigid Delora about her. I think I saw her playing Go with the old crush of Echoes back from when she could talk. What are you doing here? Not you, that's for certain, she smirks at you. I'm contemplating the best way to tell you to pike off next. Who are you? My name? Uninterested. I can guess yours, though. Scarbunch, get out of here before I put a fire under your arse. I'm assuming it's Kamasi, like it says on the collar, then. Farewell. Alright. Alright. Eve's the tail chaser. This fetching young woman has a faraway look in her soft, sea-green eyes. Greetings, I am Eve, the tail chaser. Have you come to trade tales? I'd like to trade tales. Alright, tell her story about you waking up in the mortuary. Eves leans forward as you tell the tale of your awakening in the dustman's mortuary. She seems to devour your every word. As you finish, she smiles at you. I shall remember this tale. I too will tell you a tale of the dustman. Chapters of Dust. There are chapters in the Dead Book, the massive tome which the dustmen keep, that records the passing of all the lives into the eternal boundary. In this book, there are chapters that are not but dust, and it is believed that the names therein are lost souls that cannot die, but must suffer life eternally until history repeats itself, dies, and grants them release. That's interesting. Tell her the story of the Alley of Lingering Sighs. Eve leans forward as you tell the tale of the alley giving birth. She seems to devour your every word. As you finish, she smiles at you. I shall remember this tale, and now I have one for you. Before I begin, I must ask you, do you know what a Modron is? Yes. Then I shall tell you the tale of the clock and the quadrone. Go on. Once upon a time, there existed a Modron. It was newly created, its logic fresh and untested, and had come to sigil following the commands of its Modron superiors. It knew nothing of but commands and dictates of obedience and passing along the orders of its superiors, for you see, Modrons are only aware of the commands of their immediate superiors. They have no grasp of a higher authority until this one. One day it came upon a small shop, within which was a small clock that could no longer tell time. It was cracked along the edges, the wheels of its hands broken. The Modron immediately set itself to work on getting the parts to fix the broken clock. It made a new wooden housing for the clock's parts, replaced the bent springs, carefully filed and oiled the clockwork machinery, and carved new hands from the spare metal available to it. The newly repaired clock's precise ticking reminded it of the great gears of Mechanus, and it comforted it as much as anything may comfort a Modron. And when that Modron never came to understand was that it truly loved this clock it had worked on, and for reasons it could not explain, elected to remain in sigil and be with the clock for the rest of its years. I have another tale to share with you. Tell the story of Requin's curse. Eve leads forward as you tell the tale of Requin's odoriferous curse. She seems to devour your every word. As you finish, she smiles at you. I shall remember this tale, and now I shall have one for you, the Gilded Tale. Upon the plain of Asgard is the Gilded Hall, where those sensates that seek out the pleasure of gullet and loin can be found. They indulge in these passions in earnest, never realizing that the doors of the hall never open, and there is no clear path back to the civic fest hall. They are the unwanted sensates, the ones that do not truly believe in the faction, but instead seek only pleasure for pleasure's sake, or prisoners who do not realize that they are such, truly prisoners. I tell the story of Farad. Eve leans forward to tell as he tells the tale of the fall of Farad. Did I even learn that yet? She seems to devour your every word. As you finish, she smiles at you. I shall remember this tale. Once came a man who had experienced the most beautiful thing in the multiverse. It was his intention to place the experience within one of the Civic Fest Hall sensory stones, magical devices which held feelings and memories for an eternity, leaving them for others to partake in. But he thought about it. Wouldn't it being shared dilute the experience? So he held it to himself, a precious thing that it was, and aged with the memory. But as he aged, the memory became tarnished and beaten, and he could no longer recall the glory of the experience. Ask if one of your companions has a story to tell. Anna, do you have a story to trade? I'm no good at telling such things, I'm not. She frowns and waves her hands as if trying to shoo away the idea. Didn't be asking me for such nonsense now. Just tell the story already, Anna. Okay, I can't get it. Please share your story, Anna. Anna looks uncomfortable, her tail lashing slowly back and forth. Well, I know one story. She suddenly becomes very angry, glaring at Eve. But you might not like it. You won't, so don't be blaming me for your choking it out of me. Go ahead, Anna. Anna scowls, and then finally relents with an exasperated sigh. I heard a story when I was a wee lass. The Burke's walking home real late near the Antipeak and passes an old toothless crone in a dark and otherwise empty street. Where are you going? She asked him. Go on. Home to me wife and Kip, he says. Near the stags? She asked him. Sure enough, he says. So she asked him a favor, to take the box she's got to Debtor's Pit and give it to the woman there. Now this Burke's a real sap, too nice to no one despite the fact that he's sure something's not quite right about this old crone, and agrees. But what's the woman's name, he asks. Where does she live? Where should I look for it if she's not by Debtor's Pit? The woman hands him the box, a wooden thing wrapped in colored cloth, and tells him to just go and she'll be there. Finally she warns him, whatever you do, do not open the box. So he takes it with him and hides it in the rafters, thinking he'll bring it by Debtor's Pit when it's light out. His wife, though, seeing him hide in the box, gets right jealous, thinking it's a gift from a lover or something, and opens up as soon as he's not looking. Well, it turns out the box was full of gouged out eyes and severed male members with the hair still on them. Her scream brought the Burke running to be remembered. He remembered what the crone said, got right scared, and wrapped the box back up. He went out straight to Debtor's Pit, and sure enough, there was another old hag waiting for him. He hands her the box, and she says to him, this box has been opened and looked into. The poor Burke tries to deny it, but she gets this dreadful look on her face. You've done something horrible, she tells him, and then disappears. That done, he hurries back to his kit. He's feeling ill when he gets back, and he takes to bed. His wife bitterly regretted opening the box and all, but it was too late. The next day, he died of a rotten disease, and the first thing is to go with his eyes and stem. Anna nods grimly, her tale complete. That was a wonderful tale, Anna. You should never hesitate to share it. That was awful! Now I've got one for you and your companions, the parched land. Once, a large village was struck by a terrible drought. A farmer journeyed to the worshipping stone and again implored it to the cause of the drought. He asked the stone why it did nothing when the fields were parched and dying, why the animals and the people suffered while the stone did not a thing. Have we not given enough offerings? The farmer asked, begging almost upon his hands and knees, but the stone did not respond. It merely sat and cast its shadows. Because it's just a stone. Try Dakon. Dakon nods solemnly. I shall impart the tale of Akalai drowning. Dakon tells the story of Akalai, a foolish Githzerai of myth, who had become lost in the chaos of Limbo. Normally, a single Githzerai may use their focus and mental discipline to form the chaos around them into a small habitable environment. Akalai, however, asked so many useless and unfocused questions in her quest to return home that her isle of matter dissolved around her and she drowned. Alright, another tale that you heard? Dakon looks attentive and perhaps a little surprised. Another version of your tale that I've heard. Go on, Eve. Eve goes on to tell a different version of Dakon's tale, in which Akalai was driven from the Githzerai city of Shraklor for her constant, useless prattling. One day she encountered a Slotty on his way to the spawning stone. She hastily erected a wall of chaos matter, which even a ravenous Slotty found difficult to break down. Hungrily it waited and spoke to her through the wall. She asked it questions, and as she became more absorbed in her pointless quest and the Slotty's answers, her own wall decayed and collapsed upon her, and thus she drowned in the matter limbo. So, in that one, it wasn't her fault. That's it for now. That's just like
All right.
an experience farm, and I don't have all of my companions yet to do that. Oh, here we go. Delora. Delora's eyes flash as she sees you. Did you find him? Has he agreed to return the keys to my heart? Not yet. Okay, I gotta find it. So I gotta fix that one first. Not Echo. Give me a moment. Whoops. Too far down. Is it this one? No, Nenny. There we go. Well met, good sir. I'm Nenny, and how are you this fine day? Oh, we've met before. Nenny giggles and smiles gleefully at you. I'm sorry, I knew you looked familiar, though. I'm trying to find Marissa's Crimson Veil. Do you know where it might be? What? Oh, I just can't. I can't say anything bad about anyone. I'm just no good at it. It's not bad to point out a thief, Nenny. Oh, but I don't know if she's a thief. Nenny bites her lip and looks at you with pleading eyes if she wishes to leave the topic alone. Look, why don't you try and say something not nice about her? Oh, all right. Nenny puts her hands on her hips and frowns deeply, almost exaggeratedly. You resist the temptation to laugh. Oh, I dislike her very, very much. She pauses for a moment and looks at you out of the corner of her eye, as gauging your reaction. Was that convincing? Not really. Nenny frowns. I knew I wouldn't be any good at this. She looks up to you, depressed. Do you know how hard it is to say bad things about someone? It feels so wrong. So why don't you practice on me, Nenny? I suppose I could try. She looks dubious. You big, mean, nasty brute. She puts her hands on her hips. Meanie. She looks at you. How is that? Put more access on brute. You big, mean, nasty brute. Better. Now hit me. Nenny clamps her hands over her mouth, looking shocked. Oh, I couldn't. I mustn't. She blinks. How does one hit someone anyway? Go ahead. Do it lightly if you have to. Remember, I'm a mean, nasty brute. I deserve it. Nenny slaps you. You barely feel it. She still looks shocked and frightened. She hurts you. Oh, I'm sorry. Did that hurt? Tell me you're okay. Don't break character, Nenny. Come on. Show me that you've got it. You can say something bad. Just let it all out. Oh, I mean... Oh, Nenny draws her tiny frame to its full height, balls her hands into fists, and puts them on her hips, scrunches up her face in a cute scowl. Oh, damn be you. You deserve that for all the indignities you put me through, going out late at night. Her eyes roam up and down your body, getting into fights, getting all scarred up. What are the kids gonna think? Kids? Excellent. Oh, don't you excellent me like I'm some bootlicker looking for your approval. I am my own woman, and this woman's about to walk out of your life unless I get some solid commitment. Alright, that's enough out of you, Nenny. Calm down. Try to let go of the anger. Nenny sighs tiredly. Whew, that was easier than I thought. No kidding. And I'm sure I'll do better next time. I'm so excited to have learned something new. Thank you. Okay, I have a question now. Yeah,
Updated my journal.
I'm trying to find Marissa's Crimson Veil. Do you know where it might be? Oh, I bet I do. I saw that nasty Kamasi sneaking out of Marissa's room one night. They're both meanies, you know, but Kamasi is really awful. Anyway, I talked to her first. Alright, thank you. Going back the other way. I'll talk to Kamasi, I guess. Alright, I had some questions. I was told you were sneaking away from Marissa's chambers recently. Is that connected with the Crimson Veil somehow? Kamasi flies into a rage. Who told you that? She suddenly falls silent, glaring at you through narrowed eyes. If I was there, Burke, I didn't take her filthy veil. Search my room if you'd like. I catch you sniffing my breeches, though, and I'll see that you're never allowed in here again. Why would anyone ever sniff at your breeches?
Updated my journal.
Beats me. Someone's nicked more than a few pair of them, though. My favorite leather brassiere, too, with the iron studs. I had another question. Actually, never mind. Yeah, if somebody's stealing stuff. How about we sort out... Well, actually, let's go downstairs.
I'm gone.
Oh, these are like sensory stones, aren't they? I'm just looking to make sure people aren't here. We'll deal with the caretaker in a moment. Okay, there we go. The man looking slightly puzzled, nods as you approach. Greetings, sir. May I ask how you came to be here? I just came through those stairs to that strange door I found. I'd best work on concealing it a bit better then. He shrugs and smiles to you. I'm the Brothel's caretaker, by the way. You're not supposed to be down here, really, but it's alright if you look about for a bit. Heard some questions? He smiles nervously. I really shouldn't even allow you down here. Please, let alone be chatting with you. Please, no questions for now. Just tell me what this place is, at least. It's where the ladies' sensory stones are kept. They use them as diaries of sorts. You won't be able to use them if that's what you're thinking. Each of them is tuned to one particular student of the brothel, so only she may have access to that stone.
Updated my journal.
Curious.
I'm gone.
Do you have to finish their quest first?
Updated my journal.
So there's descriptions. The translucent indigo stone held by measuring grade silver bands pulse with its blue light is the word Juliet. This one is Nenny's. This one belongs to Echo. See if anybody left any of them unencrypted. This one's for Vivian. Who's Vivian? That's one's Marissa. That's one Kesai Saris. This one's for Delora. Damn it, I got too close. This one's for Kismasi. And this one is for Evis. Eve? I have no idea how to pronounce that, and that's like... I have no idea how to pronounce that. It's Eves or something? Did I actually... This one goes to... Marissa. Who's Vivian? Oh, there we go. There's Vivian. You can see because you're hiding behind stuff. This tall, elegant woman with her sharp features and regal demeanor is a striking example of aristocratic beauty. Her clothes appear to be spun of silver thread, and a small phial dangles from her necklace. She is perfumed with an exotic, erotic scent that seems to draw you towards her. Greetings. She looks you over, arching an eyebrow with what you sense to be disdain. Greetings. My name is Vivian. I presume I am being summoned? Just had some questions. Go on, then. What are you doing here? Aside from my work as a student here, I'm looking for something, actually. You would not happen to have smelled it, would you? Smelled it? Yes, I have a particular scent that seems to have gone wandering. It is somewhat difficult to keep on one place. I hope that someone did not take it by accident, though you never know with the ladies around here, she frowns. So, by any chance, have you smelled it somewhere? It smelled quite nice right now. How can a scent go wandering? I had meant to infer that it had been taken. The ladies here are a bit jealous at times and have been known to take my various perfumes for themselves. This time, however, someone has absconded with my own personal scent. I worked on that scent, perfected it, and now poof, 'tis gone. I need not bear such annoyances. Vivian stomped her feet. I want that scent back and I want it now. How would you know if you found it? You would know it by smell, I assure you. 'Tis quite striking, especially to men. I can help you. Vivian seems dubious. Are you certain? I do not wish to impose. No imposition. I am quite pleased to help a lovely woman as yourself.
Updated my journal.
Anna mumbles something angrily. You catch the words piking and idiots. Vivian smiles and nods to you. You are too kind. Very well, if you run across it, please let me know. I'm somewhat anxious to get it back. A one-of-a-kind scent, really. Okay. So, yeah, they're all looking for something. I feel like if I fix one or two things, they'll all kind of cascade into place like dominoes. But what I do know is it's going to take much longer for me to get... well, maybe Kesai Saris will have something to say about the scent. Okay. Don't have dreams. Quite certain no dreams at all. I have some questions. Trying to find Vivian's scent. Do you know where it might be?
Updated my journal.
No, I don't. Kesai frowns. Most of the women will say she's prissy, but she's always been nice enough to me, complimenting me on my eyes, and she smells so good. I hope she finds her own scent again. Try asking Nenny about it. She's everywhere at once and might have seen something. You do have very lovely eyes, you know. Shh, idiot. Anna, please, it's only a compliment. Anna stares at you coldly, but is she getting jealous? Kesai Sarah shrugs and looks back at you. Why, thank you. You can see them glowing in the dark, you know. Bizarre, no? She pauses to look at you. You've got some nice eyes, too. So dark and mysterious, so full of character. Thanks. Farewell, Kesai. Yeah, let's talk to Nessie, or Nemi one more time before... Yeah, Nenny, there we go. Alright. That's alright, Nenny. I had some questions. Alright, first of all, I'm trying to find Vivian's scent. Do you know where it might be?
Updated my journal.
Maybe. I saw that mean Marissa sneaking out of Vivian's room one night. Now, I'm not saying she took it, but I know Marissa's not a very nice person. That sure sounds suspicious, huh? I'd go ask her about it. I think that's one of the questions. Kismasi said someone's been taking things from her room, too. Have you seen anything odd?
My journal.
Nenny's eyes suddenly go wide. Oh, that's right. You know, once I saw a man sneaking out of Kismasi's room while she was out talking to a patron. I watched the front doors all day, but he never ever left. Isn't that odd? I don't think he could have made it out a window, so I never figured out where he went. And I totally forgot about it. Weird, huh? Actually, that is really weird. Is there a dude around here that's just like hiding? Alright, how about this one in the back? Greetings. Okay, I had some questions. I'm trying to find Vivian's scent. Do you know where it might be? We do not. If you're not currently in the process of doing so, we would suggest the methodical approach in questioning each of the inhabitants of the building. Another question? I'm trying to find the Crimson Veil. Alright, keep asking around then. But there's probably a dude that's like hiding around here. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bookmark in that. And I am going to stop here. We're going to go to the hall across the street. And we're going to try and figure out... those two loose ends outside in the Sensate's hall. And we'll probably be doing a lot of stuff there. And then we'll come back here to do this. I might take a pit stop. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it now. Let's see if I can't go get Ignis real quick. Because I can at least do that, right? If I go back to the lower wards. I'm not going to under sigil. Can I just go to the hive? To, the Smouldering Corpse Bar? Yeah.
I'm gone.
Yeah, let's get Ignis out of the way.
Come on in, buy a drink, see the burning man. He's on fire. You've got to
Alright.
to believe it.
I wonder if this decanter of endless water will do something. You tilt the decanter over the grill and it begins to pour. A small stream of ice blue water pours from the decanter and touches the flames of the grill with a violent hissing and a rush of steam. As if in response to this challenge, the decanter seems to lunge forward, falling into the grill and shattering. Hissing billows of steam and a furious crackling noise rushes from the grill, spilling over you and forcing you to cover your ears and turn away. There's a scream, a cackling, a terrible sound like 100 buildings burning, people screaming, their screams being cut short by the roar of flame and melting flesh. As you put your hands over your ears to block out the sound, you feel a stickiness to your hands like hot cheese or candle wax. Your ears are bleeding from the sound. You draw your hands back and then see them covered with chunks of melted flesh filled with bloody swirls. You're about to run from the bar, anything to get away from the sound, when suddenly all falls silent, except for a jagged crackling coming from the grill. You turn. On the grill lies the decanter of endless water, now nothing but shards and steam. Above it is the creature, flames still trailing from its body, floating over the bar's floor. It is staring at you, its eyes flickering like two torches. I know you.
Yes.
The creature's face splits, charred flesh peeling away from its jaw so it might speak. Its voice crackles, burns, roars through the creature's chest, and with every word, flakes of cinder and ash spit from its mouth and drift into the air. You can barely stand to look at the thing. The blazing radiance surrounding it is terrible to behold. Ignis.
Long have I slept dreams of flames. I am yours till death comes for us both.
The creature floats towards you, the air bending from the thermal surrounding it. As if in response, flames curl within Ignis's throat, and a tongue of flames streams from behind his blackened teeth. So we got Ignis! As you approach the woman to talk to her, Ignis's eyes flare up, and before you can stop him, he embraces her. She returns his embrace, losing herself in his flames. She does not cry out. Your last glimpse of her is burned into your memory. Her eyes are full of fiery passion and all-engulfing love. Nothing is left of her, not even ashes. That was thorough, Ignis, and hasty. I wanted to speak with her. Jesus. Yeah, Ignis is something else. He's a level 7 mage. Yeah, what does he... 19 intelligence, 20 constitution. That's nice for a mage. Chaotic neutral, I figured that. Let's, He attacks with a... He's got a basic ranged attack. Okay. Oh, I sold that Magus Bracer. I should have kept it for him. Oh well. That's fine. Let's take a look at his spellbook. He knows Seeking Flames and Tongue of Flames. As a maintainer of life, fire is a true blessing, yet as it warms, it also burns. It grants all enemy targets in a 50-foot radius -1 to attacks and -1 to their saving throws. That's actually a debuff. Tongue of Flames is basically magic missile with fire. The spell causes all non-undead creatures within a 30-foot radius of the target to flee in terror from the area. As fear. Infernal Orb. Large magic orb of fire. It's going to be hurled at a target. Okay, so it's minute meteors, basically. With a debuff. Fiery Rain. Each missile that hits... Okay, so that's basically like... what's it is? Tears. It's also minute meteor, basically. Infernal Shield is Fire Shield. Okay. And then you've got Elemental Strike, level 4. Like the magic missile, this spell creates a mystical glow of elemental energy, which will suffer... so it's force missiles, except with fire. Okay. Alright. So that's interesting.
Done.
It's very interesting. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it here, and we'll continue next time. It's been the RPG Crawler with Planescape Torment. Until next time, take care and goodbye.
And if you are still watching, I would like to take the opportunity to thank my supporters, the top tiers of which are listed on the screen, without whose support I would not have been able to offer the variety of content that I have on this channel throughout the years. If you're feeling particularly generous and would like to join them, you can support the channel. There are a variety of options to do so. I have a Patreon, a Subscribe Star, as well as channel memberships enabled. If you are not in a position to contribute, simply leaving a like, a comment, or sharing my videos are all wonderful ways to help the channel grow without spending a dime, and are all greatly appreciated.